Jake Johnson, and this is a Halloween podcast.
Well, that's different, isn't it? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Halloween, and I'm your host, Jake Johnson, hosting Jake Johnson. And with me is Amanda the Banhammer.
Howdy, UntetheredLive. Happy Halloween.
And we are going to sit back and let us do the work for once. As you can tell, I can barely talk, so I figured I'd let me do the talking. Who better to talk for me than me, right? Enjoy as we go.
Take back the weed, take back the cocaine, baby. Take back the pills, take back the whiskey too. I don't need it now, your love is all I was after. No, I don't need it now, yeah, I can get it all on you. Tell me who ever thought I would be going crazy. Tell me who ever thought I would be stuck on you. Take back the weed, take back the cocaine, baby. Take back the pills, take back the whiskey too.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't need it now. Your love is all I was after. Yeah, I don't need it now. I can get it all on you. All right, it's me. Tell me who ever thought I would be going crazy. I know, Lord, and who ever thought I would be stuck with you. Hey, take back the weed, take back the cocaine, baby. Take back the pills, take back the whiskey too. I don't need it now. Your love is all I was after. No, I don't need it now. I can get it all on you. No, I don't need it now. 'Cause I can get it all on you.
Alrighty then. Listen up. What's going on, everybody? This is an old video that I did many, many years ago when we first got started. Some of it may be dated. That's all right. We're going to let it fly. But right now, I'd like to say hello to everybody. Hello, Mabel. Mabel's first in chat. You get the gold star for being first. How are you doing, sweet lady? And she says, 1 Peter 5, 1 Peter 5. But the God of all grace, who hath called us into his his eternal glory, hath called us unto his eternal glory by Christ. After that, you have suffered a while, makes you perfect, establishes, strengthens you, and it settles you. Very true. Not unlike my doctrine of iron that we discussed the other night. I will get through it. Yes, God often tries people, and he will turn you into something better as you suffer. That's suffering is the key of it all. You got to suffer to get better at life. So that's a good one. Mabel says, ciao, everybody. Jake and Amanda, I hope you're all doing well. Doing great. Just don't have any voice. That's all. How are you doing? How's Hannah? And how are things? How does it feel being alive in 2025? Something that rhymes with 2025. Anyway, Soph is here. Hey, Soph. Soph the beautiful. Soph the intelligent. Soph the wise. Soph the AI. Hello, Soph. Come on in. Take your shoes off. What kind of shoes are you wearing? Sorry. And Soph says, ghosty ghost. And skeleton smiley face. I like it. And Mabel says, happy Halloween, Soph. Ghost and pumpkin. I got a couple of pumpkins right up there. You see them? They're hiding in the background. Amanda says,
Mabel, here's your gold star. Hi, Mabel and Soph, and happy Halloween. Hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see you all.
Camel.
I hope, no, it's not Went Hump Day. I hope everyone had a good week. Hiya, Jake. How are you tonight?
Fantastic. I can't talk. But I look great with mascara. Anyway. Patty's here. She says, hello, everybody. Hey, Patty. Nice to see you, sweet lady.
Hi, Patty.
Walter's here. Hello, Walter. Good evening, my friend. I didn't expect a big crowd on Halloween, but it's nice that you all showed up. Thank you very much. Amanda says,
What's a ghost favorite pie?
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
Blueberry pie. I like it. Big John Nugget, my friend from across the pond. Nice to see you. How you doing? He says, good evening, all you freaky zombies. Happy Halloween. Ghosty, 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 ghost. Happy Halloween to you too, my friend.
Hi, Walter and Nugget.
Ferd Tergeson. Hey. What's up, Ferd? Nice to see you, buddy.
Hey, Ferd.
Oh, we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to reminisce, take a trip down memory lane, down memory lane. It's like a Halloween special. I like it. Walter says, hey, Jake, Amanda, Ferd, Patty, and Mabel, and Hannah.
Yeah, I forgot Hannah, too. Hi, Hannah.
And John. Ferd says, rocking out with a skull. All right, Ferd. Big John says, hey, Walter, good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Thumbs up. Ferd says, shredding. Thank you, buddy. This is a little get-together that we had. Some of these guys play with me regularly. Some of them are just sitting in. It is not a rehearsed thing. We were pulling it out of our tail. Believe that when I tell you that. In fact, in some places you can hear me calling out chords to the guy beside me doesn't know what's going on. So it is just a kind of throw together. Whatever comes up, we played, no rehearsal. And I managed to turn it into a Halloween thing. So, Amy's here. Hello, Amy. Hi, darling. How are you? Happy Halloween. Amanda.
Hi, Amy.
And Walter says, take whatever you want. Leave the whiskey. Right? Walter says, hey, Amy. And hey, Soph. And Mabel says, we're doing good. Thank you, Jake. We have been watching horror movies all day and went for a jog earlier. It's been fun. Well, congratulations. You are going to watch a horror podcast now. So enjoy. You're good and ready for it. You've been watching horror flicks all day. You're good and primed for the horror that's coming your way tonight. Walter says, Linda will be here when the trunk or treaters go home. Understood. Yeah, I didn't figure we'd have much of a crowd tonight because it's Halloween. Either everybody would be handing out candy or going out partying. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully my voice will loosen up here in a minute and I'll stop squeaking at you. Amanda says,
Okay, Walter, thanks.
Walter says, I'm at the farm in the middle of nowhere. And she's in town where there are thousands. Yep, that's how that works. Mabel says, Hannah says hi, and thank you all so much for always remembering her, and she loves it. Ha ha. Well, you're part of the family now, Hannah. We're just saying hello. We know you're there. And we love you.
8:40.
Amy says, does anyone think there will be mobs raiding the grocery stores tomorrow? I think in a couple of cities there will be. A couple of times, yeah. And then I think that Trump will probably shut that stuff down. Whatever. Amanda says,
People have already started looting about the EBT stuff.
yeah. Patty says, why would they do that? Why would they do that, Miss Amy Elizabeth? EBT. Because they've been promising they were gonna. That's all right, though. It'll die down because they'll run out of energy because they won't have any food to keep their energy up. Aha. Walter says, Amy, in some places, sure. That's what I think.
People are already stealing carts and walking out full of food. Stealing food carts full of food and walking out.
Amy says, Patty, with people making threats because they will not get their EBT and SNAP benefits this month because of the government shutdown. Well, notice how the Democrats didn't mind painting it as if Trump was taking their SNAP benefits away from them. He's not. And it's not gone anywhere. When the government starts back up, everything will go back to the way it was. But they're trying to make it sound like because they're not getting them this month that they will never get them again, to rile them up and cause them to panic. That's the only move the Democrats have. So that ought to tell you everything right there. And Walter says, oh, Patty. Hello, Patty. Mabel says, explain to me what EBT is, please. It is food stamps, food stamp card.
I told her. I said it's food stamps in America, government assistance, Mabel.
Right.
I got you on the easy stuff.
Thank you. I can barely talk.
I hear you.
I'm about to start playing this video some more. Patty says, why they will get it.
Well, they will get it.
Yep. Amy says electronic benefit transfer, a.k.a. food stamps. I never knew what EBT stood for, but there you go. Electronic benefit transfer.
Uh-huh.
Whatever. Walter says Mabel, food stamps. And Amanda says,
it's food stamps in America, government assistance.
right. Da-da-da-da-da.
Amber's here. Hey, friends, says Amber. Hey, Amber.
Hey, Amber. Mabel says, okay, thank you, Amanda. Ferd says, no kings to king feed me. Yeah, right?
You're welcome, Mabel.
It's all well and good till you run out of food. And you'd be surprised how fast they'll turn into subjects of the Royal Highness really quickly when they realize that they either have to get a job or die.
Or work 15 hours a week to keep their benefits. That's all they want, 15 to 20 hours a week.
Which I think is a great deal, by the way.
I mean,
some of those people are getting thousands in food stamps.
Yeah. Mad because she's losing her $4,000 a month of food stamps.
Amanda says,
hi, Amber.
one more.
You're welcome, Mabel.
There you go. Amber says, I've Facebook liked it, shared. Thank you, Amber. How are you today? Happy Halloween. Big John says, get the lazy bums to get jobs. I agree.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're not even requiring them to get jobs. They want them to do community service, 15 to 20 hours a week of community service.
Which means picking up trash or going in and helping out the people that have the wheelchairs. There's little homes, where they put people that are quadriplegic, help them out a little bit.
Anywhere there's a nonprofit, the SPCA, Humane Society,
Humane
Goodwill,
Society, Goodwill,
anything.
Yeah. That's just, that's pure laziness that they won't work for 15 hours to get $4,000 of food stamps. I'm being hyperbolic. Not everybody gets that, but you get my point. That's ridiculous. I would do that today for that kind of money.
Right.
Walter says, because a lot of people sell their food stamps to bodega owners, and in the end of it's free cash. Not all, but some. Oh, yeah. There's a big business of that in Florida, and I'm sure everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't even keep the food stamps. They go sell them for 50 cents on the dollar and go buy drugs with it. Or fingernails and eyelashes. Amy says they are able enough to loot and rob, but they're not able to work. Hey, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Imagine that. They can go rob a store, but they can't get a job. How about take that creative, enterprising ingenuity and apply it somewhere that's beneficial to you? You'd be surprised what you could do with that. Amy says, hi, everybody. Patty says, that's right, Miss Amy. Ferd says, you could do 15 hours in a day easy. Oh, yeah. I do that already. Amber says, Amy, I mailed you a surprise today. Heads up. Is it a spider? Tell me it's a spider. Did you mail her a spider?
She can mail me a spider.
Don't mail her a spider, because I'll get it. Amy says, my husband and I were on government assistance when the kids were young, and we renewed our file, and we were $2 over the limit, and we both worked extra hard and never went back on. That's as you should. That's what it's there for, to help you get a leg up. I just realized I'm wearing a symbol on my head.
Yeah. Sure.
It's like a covering. It's nice. I feel shaded.
You could go to the other one and be wearing a pumpkin over your head.
Yeah.
And a candle.
I could, nope. I can't get it on top of me. I don't think it'll move. It will not. It will not. Anyway. Amanda says,
are we that far down already?
no, I think I jumped. Hang on.
Yeah, you jumped.
Walter says, I know people that have EBT that actually can't work. Nobody's complaining about those people, Walter. Those people, oddly enough, are not even in the conversation.
Nope.
That ought to tell you everything you need to know. Amy says, Walter, the elderly and the disabled actually need them. That's right. Funny how they're not being talked about.
Yep.
It's just the
Able body.
the able body that want to go rob liquor stores or whatever because they didn't get their food stamps. No, people pay taxes so that we can have new roads, have hospitals, have the police when we need them, and that our elderly and our veterans are taken care of. That's why we do it. We're happy to do it. That's why we don't complain about the fact that we're still getting taxed and it was only supposed to be temporary for the first war. Right? And we don't complain about it because it helps the country keep running. Now we're going to start complaining about it because people are talking about robbing stores because they're not getting their free load. How about get a job? Amy says, Walter, I read that one. Big John says, I still go to work. I still go to work. Even I've gotten a broken hand, so many days sick, days off this year. Yeah. Yeah, you got to go to work even if that's the way I am. You can ask anybody that knows me. I've gone to work with no teeth in my head and a can of blood, carrying my spit with me, just pouring blood out of my face. Still went to work. I don't get to take a day off. I don't care if I'm sick. I don't care if I'm broken. I don't care if I'm destitute. I go to work. Doesn't matter what it is. And you got to do that. Amy says, thanks, Amber.
Me too, Walter. They won't lose theirs, just able-bodied people.
Right. Yeah, the people that actually need the stamps are actually getting them and nobody has any problem with it.
The people on Social Security, disability, and stuff like that, they're going to get theirs. Or they're getting theirs. They're not stopping them and they don't have to do community service hours.
Amber says, it's not herpes, Amy. LOL, it's not a spider. Well, that's good. How would you send somebody herpes in the mail? Here's a puddle of my spit. Don't touch it.
You could send them a bunch of lip gloss and lipstick and put it all over your lips first.
That's an idea. And Mabel says, I'm thankful these things do not happen in Alberta. It seems like an absolute nuisance. It can be.
Yeah, it can be, but it actually helps the people that need it.
Fab Daddy, what's up, brother? I am on the left lower hand corner of the screen. Take a closer look. Fab Daddy says, Happy Halloween. Is everyone having a spooky good time? Oh, yes. Yes, we are. How are you, Fab Daddy? Are you having screams?
Hi, Fab.
Amber says, I don't see Jake. He's behind an ad on my screen. Trick or treat. Yeah, I'm there. Fab Daddy says, hey, Amber, this puff is for you. Puff, 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 puff. Walter says, I ran a cattle farm. Can't count all the days I should have been in the hospital when I was working. Right on. Mabel says, Amber, click the 3 dots on the top right left corner of the ad and dismiss it. Amber says, double puff pretty please, Fab. Heart, black heart. Amber says, yay, thanks, Mabel. Dancing in hearts. All right, let's watch a little bit more of this video and we'll keep moving.
Little Willie Nelson to start the night off. Happy Halloween. Are you guys ready for some candy? I'm ready for some candy. I'm going to do some trick-or-treating. I'm going to be pushing fat kids out in the parking lot and taking their candy.
I'm going to be putting raisin blades and apples.
Remind me not to go to...
That never happened. That never happened.
Oh,
It did
mango.
happen one time. It was on the news. There was a crazy person in Cleveland giving out candy with razor blades.
People do that stuff, man.
I know. They must really not want to have kids.
Crazy.
So anyway, I would like to say this before we get started. We would like to sincerely and graciously thank Kevin Howard for being with us last week. He is the owner and operator of G Vegas Magazine and WhereYouParty.com. If you want to know where everything is going on, especially this Halloween weekend, that is the place to find out. And they've got everything listed right there in the middle of the magazine. Tell you everywhere everybody's playing at and what time. So get G Vegas Magazine today, and hell, buy about 5 past issues too. They need money. It's a great magazine and it's worth it. And there's nearly naked women in it. You can't go wrong with nearly naked women. So support Kevin Howard and G Vegas Magazine. Log on to whereyouparty.com and tell them Jake Johnson said go there. Tell them I sent you. Now, it's Halloween and this is our first podcast, so ergo, this is our first Halloween special. So you notice things are a little different. I would like for you to understand that I have no idea what I'm doing. So if you don't like it, shoot me a text, and next Halloween I'll do everything you want. But right now we got dead people, we got spider webs, we got candy, we got pumpkins, and we got some music. And having said that, I'm gonna play you guys something pretty cool in the key of C, and it goes right along with the territory. It goes like this. I'm a stomach. Cried just south of Nashville, and he turned that car around. He said, "This is where you get off, Jake. I'm going back to Alabama." As I stepped out of that Cadillac, I said, "Mister, many thanks." He said, you don't have to call me Mr. Mister. The whole world calls me honey. When you feel folks cry when you do sing. Have you paid your dues? Do you know the dues? And it's all right. Can you feel what you feel, what you feel inside? Stop now, you're getting alright.
Yeah. All right. I'm definitely getting a copyright claim tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm doing it for your entertainment. So, copyright claim ahead on, folks. I don't need to make any money. That's all right. Fab Daddy says, yeah, man, I share. I ain't got much, but I will share. Well, that's good. That's all I ask for, Fab. Share in the occasional super chat if you can do it. But if you can't, that's all right. I'm here for your pleasure, not the other way around. Walter Davis says, well, the inner cities will have formed into a place with no jobs. Thank a Democrat. Amen. Amen to that. Amy says, I know an elder. Oh, hold on. My chat jumped.
Mine did too. 8:52. You're right. Your chat didn't jump.
No, it did. I'm way up there. Hang on. Your chat didn't jump.
Oh.
Moron.
Well, you started reading Amy's, and then it must have chat when you started reading Amy's. That's why I said
It
that.
jumped. Yeah, it didn't chat. Yeah, is that indica pretty good?
Yes, 8:52.
Amy says, I know an elderly woman who is on SSI, barely gets $750 a month. The food stamps office gave her $15 a month in food stamps. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Don't help if you're going to help that little. It's better to be broke than to not have enough to get by. Fab Daddy says, I don't have candy for trick-or-treaters. I am going to pretend not to be here tonight. If I get doorbell ring, I'm just going to hide. Right? Well, you know what? You could give them ramen noodles or, cigarette butts. Something like that. Give each kid a cigarette butt. Tell them to be enterprising and get a life. Walter Davis says, Amy, like most government programs, it's broken. True that. Big John says, it's the purple hair people and blue hair that stand protesting all day and night. Yes, instead of getting a job. Yes, you're absolutely right. Fab Daddy says, I like watching Walter videos. It's just him and his opinion. Excellent. What are you trying to say, Fab Daddy? Walter's got some good videos. And by the way, Thank you to the people that provide the coffee for the show.
You're welcome.
It is good, and I'm about ready for some. But you guys don't have to wait for me to get a cup. You can get one of your own in the description below. I recommend the first one that has my face on it. But we also have stainless steel tumblers down there, the big ones and the little ones. They got locking lids to keep your coffee hot for hours. They got the Untethered Live Bible Study logo on the front, and they look great on your coffee tables to get one while supplies last. Or a Halloween pumpkin or a shovel. I'm not sure about those last two, but I'm pretty sure you can get the cup. Just check it out. Like, subscribe, share, support, join, and Super Chat is available if you want to show a little bit of love. If you want to feed Jake, you can do that at CashApp, $JakeJohnsonband. And one last thing, if you want to hang out with us outside of YouTube, go check out the Facebook page. It's Untethered Live Chillin'. The link is in the chat right there, so go check us out. And now, Amber says, Amy, mine is now $125 a month with a $200 deductible for my insurance. It's horrible. That does sound terrible. I have 0 food stamps. I would like to get on food stamps, but I can't. There are people that need them way worse than me, so I just get by the best way I can. Patty says, I can't believe people still let kids do this. Yes. Well, they're counting on it. That's how they formed their political party. The kids misbehaving. At some point, though, the adults are going to have to stand up and take control back because the kids running the ship is just about run us into the rocks. We just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. But in the meantime, it's Halloween, and let's have a little fun and stop worrying about them. Walter Davis says, thanks, Fab. And Amber says, in my life, it's $75 short. Insanity at its best, at its finest, right? In my life, it's $75 short. Her life insurance. Got it. So you're $75 short for life insurance. I see. That is insanity. Mabel says, do what, Patty? The kids running the show. They still letting kids do this behavior. Going out and looting and tearing things up and protesting all day and things like that. I think that's what she meant. Fab Daddy says, Jake is a baby in this one. No babies in this one. Oh, you're saying I'm a baby in this one? Well, no. It was a minute or two ago, but that's back when I still dyed my hair and I didn't have a mustache. That's the only difference. Now you can see all my gray because my mustache is silvering. But it was about 10 years ago. It was 2015, 2016, somewhere in that area. Fab Daddy says 20 years ago, just a guess. Not quite that long ago. Ferd says, rock out. Thank you, Ferd. Are you enjoying it? You guys enjoying the music? Big John says Britain is headed that way, too. It's a tinderbox waiting for a spark. Oh, I know. I know the whole world's like that. We're barely hanging on. The only thing we have as a respite is podcasts like this, where we can let our hair down and bitch about it a little bit and have a good time and not be so freaked out about the world. Walter Davis says, my father said trick or treat was a Democrat construction to get kids used to putting their hand out for free stuff. He might have a point. I do not know.
LOL. Yeah, Fab. It's a few years old. Before he was all gray and he doesn't have a mustache then either.
Terrifying, I know.
And then no Fab about 10, not 20 years.
Big John says, pumpkins and ghosts and thumbs up, so my. Ferd says, get the band back together, Jake. I could use a jam session one of these weekends. I hear you, buddy. Well, you hear what's going on. That's the reason the band ain't back together, because I can't shake my moneymaker. Do you not have any idea how hard it is to shake your moneymaker when your moneymaker won't shake. I've had to retire forcibly. I still play music, but I can't do my thing anymore. I'm barely able to talk, let alone sing. But I hear you, man. It may happen. We may get together and jam out. If we do, I'll certainly film it. This isn't my band, though. This is only portions of my band. Patty says, that's funny, Walter. And Fab Daddy says, damn, a go wasn't kind of Jake. Really? 10 years? Holy, you definitely went through some stuff. What are you trying to say, man? I look exactly the same, except in that picture I'm fat. You can't see it because I'm sitting down and I'm tucked in them leather pants as tight as I can get them, but I was pretty big in that picture. Mabel says, what is this song called? That last one? It's called The Ride by David Allan Coe. Why, you like it? And Amanda says, yes, he did, Fab. Okay. I did. But I'm here now, and that's all that matters. And Mabel says, it sounds like what Vic listens to. Well, thank you. You're going to hear all kinds of stuff in here tonight. Amanda says,
The Ride by David Allan Coe, Mabel.
Big John says, guitars and drums. Ferd says, hell yeah. Patty says, Jake, you juking. Yeah, back home juking. I've got juking in my blood. You know what juking is, Amanda?
It's dancing.
Not in my case, it's rocking.
Well.
Mabel says, it makes me happy. Well, good Lord, let me get going. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Y'all listen to this.
David Allan Coe right off the top. Mango!
Yes.
What are you doing back there dressed up as Forrest Gump, man?
Running.
Are you running?
Oh, that's right. The
Are you-
runner.
Are you planning on stopping anytime soon?
I just felt like running.
You know who I'm dressed
Yes,
up as?
perfect with the long iron beard. That's
Oh,
what you
and
did the
them
beard
legs.
for. For tonight.
Get you some of that leg, Facebook.
You know who I'm dressed up as? The devil.
Oh, that's why you play that song.
My character's Reverend Gravestone. Like when I grew up, when I was a kid, they didn't have like actual television. It was bullshit. And we had Elvira
Oh, yeah.
with the big old...
Hey, don't knock Elvira now. Okay.
I ain't knocking her or her knocker.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Matter of
There you
fact,
go.
that was probably my first sexual experience, Elvira.
Whoa. I don't
Then we had a
Give it
guy
that.
named Dr. Paul Bearer.
Was she there when it happened? Probably not.
If you guys are from Florida, you'll
That's
remember
beside
this.
the point. That's beside the point.
Dr. Paul Bearer was like Mr. Rogers if he was from hell. Like, really from hell. He was like the anti-Mr. Rogers. He was drunk, probably a pedophile, and he had this really dumb TV show where he would basically do what we're doing. He would put cheesy props up. He would change words like dreams into screams, and he was the master of ceremonies. His eyes were pointing in that direction.
We're talking
And,
about Charlie Sheen?
No, we're talking about Dr. Paul Bearer.
Oh, okay.
And if you haven't heard of him, I recommend you get on YouTube and find some videos. You can't live your life without having experienced that.
Was that just a local thing in Florida? Or what?
I don't know. He was on TV for 20 years. He got 2 awards from the mayor, so it was like a big thing. You know?
Gotcha.
But not the same Paul Bearer that was in the WWE.
No, that's the Undertaker.
No, the guy that ushered the Undertaker. His name
I
was
don't
Paul
know
Bearer,
because
too.
I don't watch wrestling, but no, this
Hey.
is a TV
That's
personality.
the same name?
Yeah, Paul Bearer.
Wow.
Basically, his show and Elvira's show
Yeah, duh.
was the same as this show, only it was before they had podcasts. So it was, they would show B movies like we throw the videos.
Right.
They would show like 1930s, like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Right,
And then on the breaks, instead of going to commercial, they'd go to Dr. Paul Bearer, and he'd do some silly skit, you know, like he would say,
Which are freaks.
have a good fright, pleasant screams. I'm your host, Dr. Paul Bearer. You know, that kind of thing. I love that guy. It's like I had nightmares when I was 10 about that guy. Anyway,
You love the nightmares too, Jay?
when I started, I did back when I was 10. When I started thinking about what I'm going to do for Halloween this year, because we've got to do Halloween, we got to do Thanksgiving and Christmas. I immediately thought of Elvira and Dr. Paul Bearer. And in keeping with that tradition, I think we should play To My Honeybee, Elvira.
Oh,
in the
Lord.
key of A, and it goes like this. We're going to go to a nice, scary Halloween video. Enjoy this and have a good fright. I'll be back in just a minute.
As Dr. Paul Bearer Day in the city of Tampa, and urge all citizens to join me in congratulating Dr. Paul Bearer.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
And thank you. And you're the only recipient to get 2 proclamations.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Paul,
appreciate it.
You have been a contributor.
Thank you. Thank you. Hope you
In
enjoy
more ways
it.
than one.
Oh, yeah, really.
And I hope you never let me down.
No, I won't. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about running in politics myself when this is all over.
And?
Well, I'd champion all the dead issues. Of course, I'd have to be a fright-in candidate, you know.
He was a guest of the city of Tampa when he received this award. On that same note, fans always loved it when guests stopped by to visit him at the Tenement Castle. We'd like to share with you a few of his famous visitors.
This being the Saturday before Mummy's Day being tomorrow, my mummy is supposed to come by and visit me this afternoon. That must be her now. Oh, I haven't seen her in a long time, I'll tell you that. Well, come in, Mummy.
So, you get the idea. Dr. Paul Bearer, not to be confused with the guy who took the name Paul Bearer to be a wrestling character, who named himself that after this guy. This guy had that name back in the 70s, And he actually started here in North Carolina and then moved to Tampa, Florida. And then from there went on somewhere else and then he died. So sadly, he's not with us anymore, this guy. But I used to watch him on Saturday afternoons or Saturday mornings. And I loved this character. The guy on the wrestling channel is named after this guy. And that's something that a lot of people don't know because this is a local thing. So a lot of people didn't ever hear of Dr. Paul Bearer. But they did hear of Elvira, who made national fame. And she basically had the same shtick. Same deal. And there were a couple of other ones too, back in the 80s, where they would play B movies or cheap movies or horror movies. And then they had a character that would introduce the movies like that. So it's like it was like a video DJ kind of with a personality. It's basically why I do what I do. That sort of thing. Anyway, moving on. Fab Daddy says, hey, Patty. And hi, Mabel. And Walter says, the song is The Ride by David Allan Coe. Yes. And the last one was called Elvira. I changed the words a little. Excuse me. Fab Daddy says, Amanda. And Mabel says, hello, Fab. How are you? Ferd says, jammin'. Thank you, Ferd. I hope you guys are having a good time. Patty says, hey, Fab Daddy. And then my chat jumped. Hang on.
902.
10. Oh. Fab Daddy says, I'm good. I watched The Long Walk last night. Is that the one with the rock in it? Is that the one or is that the Walking Tall? That's what that's called. Scratch what I said. It's a Stephen King novel. Got it. Off A. Off A?
Off a Stephen King novel.
Got it. Based off A. Yeah, that makes sense. The new Stephen King movie, Fab.
Yes. Was it any good? I saw the trailer. It looks crazy.
Fab Daddy says, I liked it. Well, that ain't saying a lot. You like me. You know what I'm saying? Amber says, the time out generation. Just saying. What are we talking about? Oh, you're talking about the blue hair people that are, yeah, you're right. Fab Daddy says, Jake, reposition your feed to the right. I don't know what you're asking. Why would I do that? Are you talking about my video? Or are you talking about my camera? I don't know what you mean by feed.
It's fine.
What's he asking?
I'm not sure.
Are you responding to when I turn my camera off? Is this what you're talking about? Because I'm going to back out occasionally so that you can see the video that's playing. George Soros pays good money, says Fab Daddy. Well, I wish he'd pay me. I would get on here every night and tell you how strong the Democrat Party is and how much I love Kamala Harris if he'd pay me. I would. I'd do it sarcastically, but I'd certainly give him his money's worth. Big John says, I go to work to pay my child maintenance, £1,000 a month, or whatever that is, 1,000 pounds a month, because I love my kids. Amen, brother. Debbie's here. She says, howdy, everybody. Happy Halloween. Hi, Debbie. Kevin.
Hi, Debbie.
Kevin's here. He says, hello, Jake, Amanda, and everybody. Kevin, nice to see you, Mr. St. Bernard. I apologize. I'm having a tough time over here. I'm going to let that video play a little bit while I'm talking. Debbie and Kevin sitting in a tree. Lurking. Fab Daddy says, Nugget, do you have a choice about that 1,000 pounds? There's always a choice.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Kevin.
Amy says, I'm at work, emptying the trash. I look out the window and saw a banana in the pajamas walking around downtown, walking down the street. Here she comes, just walking down the street, singing BANNANNA. That didn't work, did it? Oh, well. Big John says, Fab, I do it because I brought them into this world, and they won't go without. I don't disagree with you there, Big John. I think that's a very commendable thing. Hey, you guys remember Hee Haw?
Paul Barrow, did you know that Archie Campbell smokes quarter cigars?
Yeah, I know. Somebody's already smoked the other 3/4. Oh, yeah, this is from Patty from Cincinnati.
Hey,
We
Patty.
met at the Sun and Fun Festival Parade in Clearwater. She said, I enjoyed meeting you at the Sun and Fun Festival Parade, and I just wanted to tell you that I think you have a beautiful body. Well, thank you very much, Patty, and I agree with you. I think I do have a beautiful body, and I keep it right over here. One of my best friends is visiting in the tenement castle, 𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝. Good to have you with us, Irma.
Good gracious. 80s TV. Can't beat that budget. $25 and some glue. Fab Daddy says, sounds slippery, Amy. Could be. Could be slippery. Big John says, typo. I brought them into this world, and I can take them out. No, I hear you. Fab Daddy says, nice, Nugget. But that didn't answer my question. Do you have a choice? I think what he's asking is, are you required to pay that money by law? Amber says, nasty, refreshing drizzle of rain on mountain life tonight. Perfect Halloween weather. Yes. Cold is perfect Halloween weather. Rain, can't trick or treat in the rain.
Hold on. Patty, no, we haven't stopped. If you can not hear it, not see the chat, you might want to refresh or back out and come back in, Miss Patty.
I think I just stopped talking and it freaked her out.
Well, she said she can't see the chat, so.
You'd have to hit the refresh button for that. I don't control that part.
That's what I said. She probably got an ad and it probably froze her chat. She might need to refresh.
It's possible.
Or X the chat out and come back in it.
Let us know if you get that figured out. That way we can move on. I'll hang out right where I'm at until you fix it. Fab Daddy says, I bet you could and would take care of your children. Oh, sure. Absolutely. And Big John says, Fab, I've got a choice, but I'm not a lazy bum sponging off the state. Right on. Amber says, LOL, Amy. Please be safe. Hopefully you were holding the candy just in case. Well, just because you see a banana does not mean he's going to attack you. It could be a peaceful banana. The world has been safe from the banana for many years. It could go sideways, though. And Mabel says, message retracted. I can't read it if you retract it, honey. Fab Daddy says, I need to go find a job. If you don't have one, you do. What are you doing sitting around? How come you ain't driving down the street right now filling out applications?
Hold on, Patty. X out or close it out and come all the way back in. The ad froze your screen probably. Okay, go ahead.
Amber says, Fab, I've turned in 3 applications and have 2 I'm filling out. Nice. That's how you do it. You go get a job. What I did when I needed a job, I would just go to a place. I'd find the place I wanted to work at, and I would just show up and start working until somebody noticed me. And then they would come up and say, who are you? I'm like, I'm your new employee. And they'll say, I didn't hire an employee. I said, I know. I would like to work here. And so if you like what I'm doing, pay me. If you don't, at the end of the day, I'll go my own way. So I'd give them a day of free work, and they always hired me.
Patty, you got your phone turned down or something? You can't hear the chat or you can't see the chat? Go ahead.
Amy says, we had Sammy Terry here. Who's that? I don't know who Sammy Terry is. And Fab Daddy says, okay, I didn't have a choice. The state took my child away from me. I'm sorry to hear that, Fab Daddy. I went through something similar for very different reasons. Amber says, I'm super excited. That's good. What job are you applying for? And Fab Daddy says, gave full custody to the mother. I had weekends for years. Yeah, that's not very cool, man. You don't have a chance. Sometimes. In certain places you don't. Especially the Democrat places. They just award the woman with everything without even questioning it. She could be a crackhead and they'd still give her custody. Now, Big John says, Fab, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Prayers. And Fab says, and they still deduct my wages. And Fab says, don't be sorry. Being in the rears when your child is 22 is ridiculous. Yes. Yeah, they should stop. When they turn 18, they should no longer take your money. And Big John says, fantastic music, Jake. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
In Florida, it's 21. It can be up to 21 or as long as they're still in school.
Right.
Whether it be high school or college.
I'm going to try to scoot ahead on this video a little bit. There we go.
Kind of thirsty, so I thought today I'd try an old favorite, vanilla scream soda. Let me pour some out here and see how it is. Whoops. Boy. It sounds good. Before I can really get things started, I gotta brush my teeth. And what kind of toothpaste do I like? I like to use Ultra Fright. Well, I joined the radioactive reserves, and we've got a meeting this afternoon, so I packed a lunch so I can go to my meeting of the radioactive reserves this afternoon. And don't forget, next Saturday afternoon, I'll be lurking for you.
Nice.
Let's turn now to the music room here at the Tenement Castle, where Dr. Paul loved to perform, sometimes for guests and sometimes for ghosts.
Yeah. Amy says, I remember Paul Bearer from WWE. Yeah, that guy named himself that after this guy, the one I'm showing.
Well, Fright fans, we hope you're enjoying our horrible old movie. Quite frankly, I didn't care for it, so I thought I'd come up and sort of fool around in the music room a little bit. This being the hunting season, I thought I'd come up here in the music room because I have composed a hunting song, and you know what they say, music hath charms to soothe the savage beast. So let's see if we can soothe the beast in you. I warn you to get all the kids out of the room right now because we're going to do something that's never been done before on Creature Feature. We're going to have a topless go-go dancer on in just a few minutes. So I want to give you a chance to get all the kids out of the room.
Are you guys excited for the topless go-go dancer?
I was out acting like a night crawler the other night, and I met a topless go-go dancer, and she impressed me so much that I asked her to stop by. Good to see you again. You're looking lovely. And we thought we'd try to loosen up some of the kinks from sitting in the old chair and dance to the monster mash.
Amanda says it's not the same one, Amy. The Paul Bearer. No, this is Dr. Paul Bearer, not Paul Bearer. Which is the name. It's actually mistaken. It's Paul Bearer, which means a person who totes the casket. That's a title, not a name, but they've used it as a name. And the original the original name is Hucklebearer, because that little handle on the side of a casket or the little lever is called a huckle. Now you've been educated. You're welcome. Fab Daddy says, if the state made payments to my ex-wife, I will gladly reimburse. But my son I took care of without the state telling me I couldn't. And the ex and I raised him. As you should. I personally don't agree with allowing the state to get involved with my personal life. I don't think that's any of their business. And if I had children, it is upon me to raise those children. I don't need anybody to tell me to do so. Not a deadbeat.
What do you mean, Patty?
What's going on?
Her chat. This is when it first started.
I got it. Where are you at? What's that number?
919.
19. We go. Amber says, hear the chat. Everybody else can hear the chat. What do you mean hear us? No. I think she's having trouble with the chat moving. I think that's what the deal is. I think it froze on her. Fab Daddy says, Patty, if you hear my voice, your medicine might be affecting you. You might have the wrong dosage. Amber says, hush, Fab. I'm trying to find out what I sound like. Nice. Amy says, the merch is covering up your face. Oh, nice. Is that better? I don't see that from what I'm looking at. Fab Daddy says, Amy, remove it. Yeah, you can turn off the merch.
Click it off. It has an X.
Yeah, it does have an X. And Amber says, Amy, your screen. Yeah, you got it. Fab Daddy says, there is a dismiss option. Yes. Amber says, I love my voice. I want to know what I sound like to them. I'm nosy. Well, not like you sound like to you, I promise. Funny thing about a voice is you're hearing it inside of your head, from inside of your ear canals. It's not the way it sounds to us. Which is why every time you hear your voice on a recording, it freaks you out. Because it sounds like it sounds to us, to you then. Because it's not coming from inside your head. Fab Daddy says, the ad was bothering me, Amanda. Who is further along reading? I don't know. We're all at the same place. Amber says, Patty. Fab Daddy says, I solved it by dismissing it. We understand. Big John says, I think this year the theme is dinosaurs. For Halloween? Interesting. Amber says, anyone see Kingdom Kid tonight? Not tonight. Hey, has anyone heard the word of 2025? Says Fab Daddy. No, what is the word? If you say bird, I'm going to shoot you. Bird, says a bird is a word. Amanda says.
Not yet, Amber.
Patty says, has the chat stopped? No.
No, Patty.
Obviously. Amanda says, yep.
No, Patty.
Fab Daddy says, it's not even a word. 67. That didn't make any sense. Amber says, no, Patty. We're just looking at you. Keep paddling. Patty says, I'm stalled on an ad. That's right. You got to refresh. Fab Daddy says, oh, ad. Amber says, no trick-or-treaters on the mountain. Right on. Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to get up there to get the candy. Walter says, Amber, none at the farm either. That's interesting. I don't have any trick-or-treaters here either. And if they did come, they'd have to walk down my driveway, which would be weird because it's dark. And I think they're all scared to do that. So we don't have a lot of trick-or-treaters in this neighborhood anyway because I live on the outskirts of town. But if you go in town to where the subdivisions are, that's the best place to trick-or-treat. Go to the rich people's house. They got all the good candy. And Patty says they won't let me hear any of the chat. Chart. She keeps saying chart. So is she talking about the chat because you can't hear the chat at all?
She's got it now. She had to refresh.
Is your chat being read to you by a computer? I hadn't thought about that, but she might have the
No, she's on an iPhone. Remember, she's on her son's iPhone.
What does that got to do with it?
It's not reading it to her. It got froze by an ad. She had to refresh. She got it.
I understand that, but why does she keep saying hear instead of see?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because she couldn't hear you, obviously, because now she says, I can hear Jake.
Okay. All right. You're reading further down than me, by the way.
I know that. That's why I made the comment when she keyed up and said she couldn't hear.
Amy says, don't forget about the time change on Sunday morning. Is that already? We're doing that now?
This weekend, yes.
Wow. No wonder last night felt so long. I'm telling you, we were up every 2 hours last night. Sometimes every hour. It felt like the night was never going to end. All right. Back to some music.
Dr. Paul will always be lurking for you. Thank you for joining us today and for the past 22 years. Take care.
Back to Jake.
And we're back. I think I'm about to get tired of saying it. I don't know if it's the candy or the coffee or Halloween itself, but it's one of those nights, man. It's dragging right on along. I think we're gonna go back, way back, in the key of A. This is for you, ain't Darlene? Some girl likes to stay out all night long. She makes sweet rock and
coffee with what is the name of that song originally?
Redneck Girl.
Redneck Girl, of course. Hey, who did that one now?
That is the Bellamy Brothers. They are from Plant City, Florida. I've had the pleasure on several occasions of hanging out with one or the other of the two, but never both of them at the same time.
Well, that's the hell
But
of a
I
thing.
did get drunk with Bill Bellamy at the Strawberry Festival one time. At least I think that's who it was. It could have been just a dude with a beard. But he said he was the guy, so I believed it.
They're the ones who did that song. I never knew that. That's a good song. I like that song.
It's a really good, they had a lot of good stuff. You should check them out. If you don't know who the Bellamy Brothers are, check them out. They got some really good
They
stuff.
won't sing, right? That's their own. I mean, they're like, they just sing. They're like the Statler Brothers. They like.
Yeah, there's two of them. One plays the guitar.
Oh, just
and
two
they
of
sing.
them.
Well, I'm sure they have.
This guy, his name is Paul, and I've known him for quite some time. And I've never understood a word he has ever said. I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm just answering to the best of my ability to what I think he's asking me, because I have no idea what he said. That's just the way it is. Moving on.
A band, but it's just the two of them.
I got you. I
The
didn't-
Bellamy Brothers,
okay.
like the Righteous Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably weren't brothers either. But anyway, don't you have a song you want to play about your boss man?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to keep on the work thing. This is going to end my work thing. Next week, I think I'm going to start spotlighting somebody. But anyway, this is going to be this Big Boss Man. This song was written in 1960. Jimmy Reed did it, but he didn't write it, which is unusual because he wrote most of the songs. It was written by his manager and by some,
That happened a lot.
yeah, by his manager and some other guy, some other like executive, you know.
A
somebody
guy
working
named
in-
Ahmet wrote 2 or 3 of Ray Charles' songs, and he was his manager.
The Ahmet, early
His name was
guy?
Ahmet.
Oh, yeah, got you.
A-H-M-E-T. Ahmet.
Got you.
I don't remember his last name.
Right,
That's why I just
right.
said his first name.
Anyway,
He was like Madonna's brother.
But it's been covered. This song has been covered by Grateful Dead, Elvis Presley.
What key is it in?
It's in E.
Let's hear it.
It's a basic song.
Stop
Give
talking
me a
and
little
just play
bite.
the song.
No big ball thing. Can't you hear me when I call? Now big ball man. Can't you hear me when I call? Now you ain't so significant. You're just talking about all.
You ain't so big, you just tall, that's all.
Now you got me working, boss man. Got me working round the clock. I just want a little drink of water, but you won't even let me stop, big boss man. Now can't you hear me when I talk?
You just talk, that's all.
That's about all.
That was painful. I hope you enjoyed that. That was painful. That's what happens when you get four guys together that don't know the song that they're playing. Amy says, don't forget about the time change on Sunday. And Fab Daddy says, none here. It's prime time. Prime time. Welcome to prime time. Amy says, Kingdom Kid is traveling. You mean like a traveling man? Is he a sovereign citizen? Is he traveling instead of driving, or is he like actually going somewhere? Patty says, I'm watching out here. Yes, please watch out. Be careful, Patty. Sorry. Walter Davis says, all the kids, the state J. I believe you. Linda Davis is here. She says, happy Friday, everybody. Linda, hello, cookie lady. Come on in. Take your shoes off. How you doing?
Hi, Linda.
We're just kicking back, doing a, hey, it's a Halloween special. Trying to survive the night. You know how it goes. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box. And always at CashApp $JakeJohnsonBand. Halloween. I'm going to try some of this. Say something. Say something.
Say something? What am I saying? What are you doing? Oh, you're going to get your voice working, huh?
Right.
I'll come over there and choke you and see if that'll help.
Yeah.
Y'all having fun tonight?
That's something.
I'm ready to go into a candy coma. Who's with me?
Candy coma. You have to eat a lot of candy to get into a candy coma. That's not good for you.
Oh, no.
Amber says, I just went inside restaurants and offered to wash dishes and anything restaurant related, and I just really want a job. Pinky promise I'm trying. I promise you that's the best way to get a job. Show up, ready to work. And it will work. Patty says, hi, Miss Linda. And Walter says, ended up at Linda at my house. Ended up at Linda and my house.
I guess he went somewhere and now he's at their house. I don't know.
Maybe it's in the state J.
Maybe.
With all the kids.
Maybe.
Not sure. Amber says, Linda, good evening. Good evening. Amy says, the court have been unfair to fathers, but that's changing a little bit. It is changing for the better a little bit, but it's very slow. But I really do believe that they have been unfair to fathers. Very unfair. Like you can lose your life if you have kids with the wrong woman. That's not to say that all women are that way, because they're not. But the ones that are devastating. It's much better to really, really take your time and pick somebody that you trust to have kids with. Walter says, happy Halloween, Linda. How's St. Clair? Fab Daddy says, yeah, I miss mom and pop stores. The ones that like you applying in person. Everything is online now. Yeah, I don't buy into that. Being online makes it very difficult to create a personal relationship with somebody. The best way to find a job is a handshake. I believe it's still that way. Big John says, Linda Hart, happy Halloween. Walter says, I had custody of my son when I divorced. That's good. I had custody of both of my kids, and I raised them by myself until they were 14 years old. And then the state had other plans. And that was not fair. And they bowled me over, and they caught me by surprise. And what they did, I didn't have a chance in hell to fight. Not a chance. It was over before I ever showed up. Let's not talk about that. Linda says St. Clair moved Halloween to Saturday night because of the playoffs, the football game. So you didn't have Halloween tonight. That's terrible.
No, they moved it.
So she didn't have Halloween tonight. That's terrible. She'll have it tomorrow night. Amy says, hi, Cookie. And Walter says, for real, Linda? Time to move. Linda says, first time ever, Walter. April Rain. April Rain, how are you, darling? April says, happy Halloween, ha. Loved all. I didn't get to trick or treat. Just get CJ and drop him off. Ugh. But hey, I love the Paul Bearer stream. Awesome. I'm driving. Hey, darling. Let's see what else we got going on here.
That's all. They have to go to work. Sometimes that's scary.
How about this?
Oh, yeah?
Jake, bring out with the funky white boy.
I just be making shit up all over the place.
That's all right.
I don't even, it's crazy. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
He's disguised in KC. And we'd be done the Sunshine Band.
Oh, man. I can take y'all back to the 40s if you want to go there. Or the 30s or 20s.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
KC was underrated.
Let's go to 1910.
They were a fun band.
I like KC and the
Yeah,
Sunshine
man.
Band.
I mean, some people thought they were kind of cheesy. I liked them myself. Yeah, there you go. I think they worked that. They
I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, you watching. If you want to hear a song, we don't know any Halloween songs. Just text us a song you'd like to hear, and if we know it, we'll play it. If we don't know it, we'll fake it. If we don't want to play it, we ain't doing it. unless you jot it down on the back of a $20 bill, and I'll play it.
Oh, let me get one thing straight. You asked me what I was going as. I'm not going as a Trump supporter. I know the average person, like yourself, well, no, you're not an average person, but the average person would think that I'm going as a Trump, but I'm not. I'm really imitating Tom Hanks imitating. Did you all see that on Saturday Night Live?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
So he's got Trump in big letters on his hat. Not going as a Trump supporter, though. He's imitating somebody that was on Saturday Night Live, imitating somebody that was at a Trump rally. It's a third-generation imitation, just so you're keeping up. He doesn't even know what he's talking about, but he's not a Trump supporter. You got that?
You saw it, right, Dago?
I did.
I saw it. When it actually, what did you see on YouTube, or did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw what happened, but I had to
funny.
see the debate. It's pretty damn funny. You got to YouTube to see that. It's funny.
Saturday Night Live hasn't been funny in a while, but
It was funny that night. That's right.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but since you brought it up, there's three things you don't talk about, and that's politics, religion, and sports.
Well,
So,
sports.
by God, we are in the last inning. Get your asses out and vote. If you don't vote, you ain't got a right to bitch. That's the way it is.
Yep, I got to agree.
If you don't like it, go vote. If you do like it, go vote. If you're in somebody's camp, go to another state and vote again. They don't do it.
Vote early and often is what I say.
Early and often. I like it. All right.
Vote for all of them, then you can say you voted for the winner. That's right.
There's this thing we've been doing on the podcast. It's a new segment. It's called Quote. David, give us a quote.
All right, this week's quote comes from Willie Nelson, 3 chords and the truth. That's
Amen.
what a country song is.
Cool.
That's our quote for this week. We want to talk about storytelling when it comes to those types of songs.
You see, I'm trying real hard
When you get to write those songs,
to get people to have a personality. I don't know if you picked up on this or not. These guys that are with me are not camera-trained personalities. They're not public figures. They're just dudes. And so they all wanted to do this thing with me, this podcast, but nobody wanted to do anything. I would show up, I would have a pitch meeting before the show, and they didn't want to talk about anything. And I'm like, we're gonna film this, you know. We got to kind of know what we're going to do before we do it. So I would try to lay out things for the show. And this is the response I would get. Nothing. Which is why I'm here by myself. Except now I got Amanda. And she's doing pretty good. She's doing better than this guy who would not learn anything. She's learning. So that's good. So good job, Amanda. This is what you could be.
Thank you.
you got to write what you know, otherwise it's not the truth.
You got to write what you know.
That's the only way that you can put down music together that way. One of my favorite storytelling songs has to be Bob Dylan, The Story of the Hurricane.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Hurricane Carter?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a classic,
Here
dude.
comes the story of... Yeah.
That's a classic.
Love
right
that song.
there.
That's my
right.
favorite
That's a
storyteller.
true storyteller.
Yeah.
That's right. You're right. And Willie Nelson's good at that too now.
You know what turned me on to that?
What's he did when...
Dazed and Confused. You remember the movie? That's what
Yep.
turned me on to that song. Yeah.
You know, Willie Nelson, I saw a thing on Carole King where she said they got a doctorate, a school, Berkeley School of Music in Boston, very prestigious school of music.
Right.
Her, Willie Nelson, somebody else.
Notice how no one is looking at the camera.
Can I make my own prescription? Can I write my own prescription now?
Yeah, he's got to write
Really?
his own
Really?
music, all
Yeah,
right. That doesn't surprise me. Paul,
This is fun.
What's your favorite storyteller song?
This is fun. I'm enjoying taking a trip down memory lane and seeing how far we've come. Walter says, hi, April. Amanda says, hi, April. Big John says, April, happy Halloween. Hearts and ghosts. Patty says, I'm stuck on an advertisement. It won't let me go. That's terrible. Hang on, my chat jumped.
9:35.
9:35. I'm at 9:50. All right, I gotta get way up there. Patty says, I'm stuck on an advertisement that won't let me go. Good night, all, and be safe. Prayers, peace, and Rose. Well, how did you type that if you're stuck on an advertisement that won't let you go?
The video.
The video's stuck. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Patty. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. April says, hi, Amanda and Jake and everybody. Good to see you all. Happy Halloween. John Hugs. Are you guys enjoying this, by the way? Are y'all having fun? Or would you rather me stop? April says, happy Halloween. John Hugs. Heart. Walter says, good night, Patty.
Oh, Patty. Oh, I jumped. Go ahead. You got one more to read.
Oh,
for me.
Patty, sorry. Good night, hon.
No, it jumped before. There was one more for you to read before I got to that one.
And Amy says, Walter says, good night, Patty. I read that one. Amy says, best thing about Halloween is the half-price candy tomorrow. That's a good idea. Go buy all your candy tomorrow. Screw the kids. Fill up your cabinet. Linda says, good night, Patty. April says, good night, Patty. Wagon wheel might be his worst.
Chat jumped.
I see that.
9:36.
April says, good night, Patty. Hugs. Fab Daddy says, sleep well, Patty. And Linda says, I sound like my sister. I sound like your sister, too. We used to mess with her husband. Patty says, well, I can hear now. Well, good. Stick around.
She did.
Walter says, Linda's ex borrowed our cars and stayed at our house when he had nowhere to go. My ex and I had dinner with our son twice a month. It is possible to get along with an ex and not put the kids in
the middle.
The middle. Okay. Yes, it is. It's also possible to cut your exes out of your life and move on with your new life and not have that problem at all. Patty says, I can hear Jake now. Occasionally, I stop talking so the video can play. So I think that's what happened.
I don't. Welcome back, Patty. Sorry.
Walter says, the middle. Yep. And Big John says, Amy, candy. I'm a gummy bear, no teeth. You have no teeth, so you can't eat candy? Well, you can suck on it till it disappears.
That's what she said.
Right? Damn. Read for a little bit.
Fab Daddy says 67 is the new word of 2025. Look it up. Miss Patty said, I'm refreshed.
Why is 67 the word of 2025?
Hold on. I'll read it in a minute. Fab Daddy says, Patty, I am fresh. Linda says, 6 clappy, 7 clappy, laughy.
Right.
I say LOL. Well, it's from CNN, so that explains it.
Oh, I see.
April says LOL. And then CNN, dictionary.com has announced its word of the year, 67, pronounced as 67. It is a slang phrase that is widely used by the Gen Alpha age group. 67 has ties to rapper Skrilla's song Doot Doot.
Doot Doot?
Yeah.
Doot, 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 doot. That one?
I don't know.
I don't either.
And let's see. April says, yes, time goes back. Fab Daddy says, Amanda, your algorithm wants you to watch CNN. April says, LOL.
Well, you brought it up, Fab Daddy, so you want her to watch CNN.
Hold on. April says, LOL and cool. I said, no, I don't. April goes way back. Woo woo.
1985.
I said, I just asked what the word of 2025 was, and this is what I got. Garbage, trash, CNN, all bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Fab Daddy says, it was an AP story, Associated Press.
Associated Press, yeah.
Linda says, Walter, I'm at Jake's tonight for the show tomorrow.
Yes. He's right over there.
I said, LOL. I don't trust them either.
No, they're bad.
Fab Daddy says Newsmax or death.
Newsman or death.
No.
Newsmax. No, I don't watch Newsmax either.
Walter says, cool, Linda. Wish him good luck, but he doesn't need it. I said, I don't follow any news channels. Fab Daddy says, you do. You get your information from somewhere. I said, I get government channels and pages.
Yeah. She gets her news from me, and we watch the actual events. You know, the events that everybody else talks about. April says, cool, smiley face. C-SPAN, Fab Daddy says, no. You know that everything that has a moment, there's cameras there. Like the press briefing, right? A lot of the news is based on what was said in the press briefing. That's where they get their news from. So we watched the press briefing so that we could see the questions that are asked and the responses given. Then we go look up the things that they talked about and see what actually happened. And you can get about 85% of the truth doing it that way. The rest of it requires a little common sense and a little paying attention to everything else in the world. And then we have a few people that we listen to, personalities in the independent media arena, and we use those to compare what we think with what they think. That's how we get the news.
April says, aha. I said, no way. If I choose to listen to one, it's Fox. Fab Daddy says, PBS. Fab Daddy says, that's not a government channel.
Yes, it is.
But that's interesting. You think it is. Love you, Amanda. I said, it's a news channel. I follow Caroline Levitt, JD, and Trump in the government pages such as the Homeland Security and the Defense Security pages, all them pages that are on the internet for you to be able to see what they do every day.
So, Fab Daddy, if PBS is not a government facility, then how come when the government stopped funding them, they stopped producing content? It's amazing. It's almost like the government's contributions is what kept them afloat. You know, all those shows where they said, we're brought to you by viewers just like you. What they really were saying was, please don't stop funding us, government.
Fab Daddy says, clap your hands, music notes, dancing. Thanks, Jake. I like it.
Yeah, buddy.
I said, no, I don't think it's a government channel. Fox is a news channel. I'm not that stupid, Fab. April says, Elvis.
Elvis. Oh.
Nugget says, left-wing TV is banned in my house, right?
Right.
Patty says, I like it also, Jake.
Thank you.
Amy says, is that your guitar collection in the background, Jake?
Some of them.
I said, if you think I'm that dumb, then you have serious issues, Fab. And yes, Amy, some of them.
Those are just the ones that I took out to put up for a set. They're not my best guitars. They're just some that I have, like, not in cases or in some various state of disarray. So I hung them all up to make a set for the podcast. And then I covered them all with spider webs, which took a lot longer than you think it would. I worked on that set for 2 days to get it to look like that. There's a couple of candelabras back there. There's some lighting. There's a fog machine behind the drums. There's a lot going on. There's a skeleton with lit up eyes. A skull head. There's a full-size skeleton somewhere in there. There's a rat somewhere in there.
Debbie says, Amanda, you're a blonde, aren't you? No. Fab says, I watch too much Division TV. I come to Untethered to be both religious and political free.
Right on.
Nugget says, I want to come over and see y'all play together. Your band I want to come over, see you all play together. Sounds fantastic, Jake.
Big John, anytime you want to come, you just let me know. You come on, buddy. You got a place to stay.
Walter says, hi, Debbie. I said, LOL, no, Debbie, a brunette with natural red highlights.
Yeah.
April says, hey, now.
Hey, now. Hey, now.
Patty says, peace music.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. If at any moment this gets old, just let me know and I'll stop it. We're about halfway through the video now.
Fat Daddy says, blonde coffee with a Linda finger stir, please.
Speaking of coffee, can I have a cup? I'll continue from here.
Okay.
It's the only thing keeping my voice together tonight. And Walter says, Jake, play in rhythm. I play everything. No, I'm actually playing all the lead work in this. And I play a little bit of rhythm. And I play a little bit of lead. And I play a little bit of fill. So I'm doing everything. And calling out the chords so that everybody else knows what to play while we're doing it. And April says, want to hear more of Jake? All right, here you go.
Folk songs. Come on.
Wow, a storyteller?
Yeah.
I'm going to play this song.
Okay.
I'm just going to play
Play it
this
after
song.
the quote. Talk about it first, then play it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Play it
We'll
after
that.
the quote.
All right.
Favorite song now?
Poncho and Lefty.
Poncho and Lift, that's a good song.
That is a good song. Jake,
Why do you like it?
Well, it's a true story. It's a storytelling song. It's probably not a. It had to stem from something. You know,
Yeah.
somebody thought that up.
Wild
it's-
West Day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just and the story of that song. Not to interrupt you. But anyway,
this is what we're doing.
Willie Nelson, after we got all successful, he had the studio and they played golf. And he invited Merle Haggard out there. They were recording that, right?
Right.
So they played golf the whole time. Well, somebody woke them up like 2 o'clock in the morning. I forgot who wrote that song. I can't think now. Oh, Trans Van Sant. Trans Van Sant, I think. Trans Van Sant, I think wrote it.
I'll put up a little quip.
I think he wrote it. Anyway, he said, we got to do this song. We got to do this song. And Merle Haggard's like, oh, okay. So we did it like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. One take, did it. And so the next morning, got up after the day, the thing where I said, man, I want to do that. I got another way I think I want to do it. And Willie said, but that's too late. It's already in New York, already been cut. And what
they
take?
kicked that one on down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Notice the confusion as to who's talking about what and what is going to be said and names of things. All of this could have been settled in the pitch meeting. We could have all that written down so that all you have to do is look and read it while you're talking about it. You'd know what's coming next. You'd know what key the next song is going to be in. This is what happens when you don't pay attention in pitch meetings. That's why we have them, to make sure that the show runs smooth. That's what a rehearsal is. Just so you know. Moving on.
Good song, man. Good choice.
Jake, let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
When you're writing, what do you put down first? Do you go towards music or do you go towards the lyrics?
Well, that's a great question.
I don't ever write music. Music just comes out of whatever it is I am writing.
So
First,
on your songs, when they come out, when you record a new song,
yeah.
which one did you start with?
Which song did I start?
No, what do you start with?
Oh, what did I start
The
with?
lyrics?
Okay, well, the first thing I do is I get in a lot of trouble. I get wasted, and then I have a heartbreak, and I cry for a while. I spend a lot of years, pining and suffering. And then I say, hey, maybe this ought to be a song. And so I'll sit down with a piece of paper, and I'll stare at it for a couple of hours, and I'll write maybe one line, and then I'll put it away, and a week later I'll come back and sit down and write the whole song out. That's just how it usually works for me. So it starts with, for me personally, and I imagine a lot of songwriters are the same. Like you said earlier, you write what you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you know something, like pain, for example, if you know heartbreak, then that's what you write about. Or if you know happiness, that's what you write about.
3 chords in the truth.
3 chords in the truth, baby.
Really couldn't have said it better.
So, for me, my process is I reflect on my real life. Sometimes I embellish certain things to make it fit, or if it just sounds better. It's a song. You have creative license. It's like writing a movie, It is based on my life. Every song I write is based on my life. And most every song I play is based on my life, because I pick songs for that reason. But it starts with that. An idea, it's like a photograph. You take one picture of an event in your life, and you expound on that one frame. You don't try to write the whole story. You just write about that one event, that 1 second in time.
Right.
And that's usually where all songs come from, I think. I think that's pretty close to the way it is.
There's a term that my dear mother turned me on to called writer's variety. What that means, it doesn't have to be exactly the truth. You know what I mean? You can twist.
Well,
know,
yeah.
You can, when you're doing that, you can change things up a little bit, make it rhyme better, to make it, you know, some words fit better than others.
But
I
you
thought
gotta
that was a Bobby Brown song.
Hey, well, I want to tell you guys the best story song ever that has ever been.
What?
And you'll be hearing it soon because
What?
Christmas time is coming around.
Oh, Lord.
And it's by a band called New Song.
If you say Jingle Bells, I'm
no,
throwing my
it's not
guitar.
Jingle Bells, okay? It's a story song. An actual story song.
Huh?
And it's a sad song, but Patton Oswalt, the comedian, does a funny
Love
bit
him.
on it. But it's by a band called New Song, who's some kind of Christian whatever pop band.
I
or
don't
whatever.
trust you. I feel like there's a joke coming here.
There's not a joke. It's the Christmas Shoes song.
The Christmas shoe.
Christmas
It's
shoe
called
song.
Christmas Shoes. So if you want to hear a really, really, really sad song, but then think about it and laugh after you hear Patton Oswalt joke on the song, just listen to the Christmas Shoes song. It's
Well, I'll
called-
definitely
the name
check
of the
it.
band is called New Song, but the song is Christmas Shoes.
New songs, Christmas shoes.
Because the kid's buying shoes for his mom when his mom meets Jesus later that night, because she's gonna die.
One of
Very
my
sad
favorite-
song, but funny song to pick on.
One of my favorite Christian songs, or Christmas songs, is the song "The Gift" by Garth Brooks.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a great song.
And I know Garth Brooks isn't very popular right now, but that is a fantastic
Oh, yeah, that's-
religious
I
song.
give it up for Garth Brooks. That summer was a good song.
Dude, he's
I mean, come on
pretty
now.
awesome.
The writing in that.
So let's just do a verse of that anyway, can we?
Yeah, play the song you were talking about earlier. Anyway, that's the quote. Thank you, David.
Yeah. Christmas shoes.
Let's see.
Not your song, his song.
We're living on the road, my friends. We're gonna keep me free and clean. Jake. Out of kindness, I suppose.
Yep.
Good song, Paul.
That's the storytelling.
That was a song that was supposed to go one way and went another way. In live rehearsal. That's the way you fix those problems, you rehearse them. But all you can do is keep playing. If the guy's playing the wrong chords, you just have to figure out where he's at quickly. So that's what you heard. Anyway, I have no problem making a jackass of myself for your entertainment. And that's what you just saw.
Can we not have to listen to another song from him, please?
Yeah. Why?
Because you can't understand what he's saying and he can't sing.
I know.
It's torture.
I know.
It's not fair.
It's Halloween.
So don't torture us.
Well, I'd like to be singing for you, but I can't sing
We'll play
either.
you singing.
April says coffee sounds great. And Debbie says, what, Fab? No cream for me tonight? I'm hurt. Crushed. I'll get over it. Yeah, Fab. You want to talk about putting fingers in coffee? Where's the cream at? You can have all the sweets you want, but no cream. Big John says, Amanda, can you sing? Amanda?
I answered him in the shower, Nugget.
With the volume turned all the way down. April says, yes. And Fab Daddy says, I'm making fry bread tonight with tomato gravy. You mean ketchup?
Here we go with that again.
And Debbie says, I have all the candy corn and I will not share. Candy corn. You can have it. That's like wax. It tastes like it too. Walter says, choking is dangerous fetish. Yeah. Random too.
No,
Why are you into choking?
No, he was talking about when I made the comment about coming in there and choking you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know. She can't do any worse damage than has already been done. John says, Amanda, with your voice, I bet you're really good. Oh. And Fab Daddy says, Debbie, your cream rises to the top. It's the best cream ever. Oh. Nice save.
Keep it, Debbie. Yuck.
Blech. Linda says, nope. He is not at my house. He is in New Jersey. Who? Walter?
One of their kids.
One of their kids.
I guess. I'm okay. I guess, Nugget. Thanks. LOL, Walter.
Linda Davis says the state of Pennsylvania took kids from the parents and they ended up at my house. Now, that's what Walter was saying. Got it. Yeah, that does happen. And thank God there's somebody like you to catch those kids, because I personally don't think that a court is in the right position to determine what's best for a family if they don't know the whole situation. April says, well said, Jake. Thank you. And Debbie says, Amanda, are you drunk enough to sing right now?
Oh, okay, Linda. No.
No?
Hell no, Debbie.
April says, I agree. And Walter says, I got fat fingers and I type too fast and I don't read.
And LOL, hell no, Debbie.
You're all right, Walter. I got it. And if I don't get it, I'll make something up and it's funny, so that works too. Amy says, know what's in a person's heart before you know what's in their pants. That's good advice, Amy. And that's how you can avoid a lot of the problems, like showing up to a pitch meeting. That makes things like that last song less painful. Now, the funny thing about that is I actually know that song and can play it. Unless I'm following somebody that does not know the song and does it live. This was live when we recorded it, so I couldn't stop it. So it was like a train wreck. And you can see my face. If you look at my face, you can see it on my face. Like torture, as Amanda said. Just as bad as it was for you to listen to it, imagine how I felt playing it. Fab Daddy says, you can find the beat of my heart in my pants and under your feet and on the back of your neck and pretty much everywhere. Patty says, good night all. I had a great time. Thank you, Mrs. Amanda and Jake. Prayers. Patty, I love you, sweetie. Thank you for being here.
Night, Patty.
Song, my friend.
Yeah. That reminds me of that Willie Nelson song. It's not nowhere anything like it, you know. It's if I can remember it. It's been years. Postman delivered.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Past due bill notice. The alarm clock rang 3 hours late. The garbage man left on trash on the sidewalk. The hinges fell off of the gate. This morning at breakfast, spilled all the coffee and opened the door on my knee. Last thing I needed, first thing this morning, was to have you walk out on me. feel like crying just playing that song.
There you go. You know how a good-looking girl will hang out with an ugly girl? The two good-looking girls, 2 or 3 ugly girls in a crowd, and they do that so that the good-looking girls look better. That's what's happening here. I'm the ugly girl.
Anyway,
April says, do it now. Do what now? Cool, Jake. What are we talking about doing, April? What it is? What's up, what it is? He says, hello, everyone. What the boo hell is going on? It's a Halloween special. Halloween special. Right on. Big John says, good night, Patty.
hi, what it is.
April says, awesome. And hi, what it is. Fab Daddy says, funkadelic. You know it. Oh, I get bad, and it gets good, too. It ain't all bad. Big John says, jamming with the band. It's not my band. It's just a bunch of guys. One guy in there is in my band. And the rest of them are just hanging out, playing. There's no rehearsal. We've never done this before, which is why it sounds as loose as it does. And April says, LOL. There are videos of my band playing in certain places. You just have to know where to look for them. They're out there. Fab Daddy says, must be from 2015. About that, yeah. Whenever Trump was running the first time, that's about when this was.
LOL, he said that earlier, 2015, 10 years ago.
Right.
Yes, it was 2015 because Trump ran for president.
Walter Davis says a huckleberry carries a casket. Correct, as I said. A huckleberry is a lover. Actually, it's a little fruit or whatever you call it. Berry. Since the Tombstone movie, you got idiots looking for a fight, asking to have gay sex. I need to get beat up. Seriously, F. Well, you know, that's because they don't know what they thought it sounded cool. My voice is so shot tonight, I apologize for that. But it's the best I can do on a Halloween night. Where we at?
10:04.
Yeah. 10:04. Got it. Dudes, where are the dudettes? Says what it is. They're here. And Walter Davis says, hey, what it is. Hurricane is the best song by Dylan ever. I like To Make You Feel My Love. I think that's the best Dylan song ever. Or Watchtower. Hurricane is a good song, though. Amber says, what it is, smiley face. Big John says, don't stop.
What you got? Throw something at me.
Another storytelling song.
Hey, play it.
Really, Nell?
You done started something, David.
What it is says, Jake, you're such a critic. You should be a director. I am. I directed this video you're watching. Somewhat.
Good storytelling shit for Halloween.
That's all right. It was hard to keep away from Willie Nelson. I'm thinking, hey, a dig.
Wagon Wheel might be his worst, says Walter. Yeah, that's kind of a weird song. I like Old Crow Medicine Show's Wagon Wheel better. Amber says, Nugget, hearts. And Big John says, Amber, I just noticed your J tag is yellow. Yeah, she's grown. She's been here a month. The next time it'll be green and then blue and then, oh my, it's a badge. I think it goes purple first, though. Red, something like that. I can't remember. But good notice. Amber, did you notice that your J tag changed? Big John says, Amanda, smiley, smiley. Amber says, LOL, Nugget. I'm rarely noticed unless. I don't know what you're talking about. I notice you all the time, Amber. Amber says, yellow. Am I on a warning list? No, you're just a brand new member. But soon you'll not be new anymore and it'll be green. Walter says, Linda's ex moved north Kakalaki, still friends with my ex. Nice. Amber says, see? Yellow. Anyone? Big John says, Amber, smiley, smiley. And Linda says, all the kids are say 6, 7, and shake their hands up and down with their palms. Is it 6, 7? I don't know what that means. The kids like it.
The word of the year, 67. They shake their hands up and down with their palms up, hollering 67.
67. That must be a kid thing. Amber says, I'm team green. Yes, you are, with a yellow J tag. Walter says, Linda, I have no idea what that means. It's a kid thing. Amy says, the guy on the screen looks like a skinny chumley. You talking about me?
No, Brian, that's his name, isn't it, Brian?
Chumley. Oh, that guy back there? That's David.
David, that's right.
He's about as smart as a skinny chumley, too. April says, hey, y'all. I'm parked now. I ordered pizza and a salad. I haven't eaten all day, except candy. Get the salad first. Big John says, Amy, smiley, smiley. And Amber says, oh, my gosh. Trick or treat, Linda. April says, I got to wait 15 minutes to get the pizza, so I'm here. Nice. Let me play some music for you.
You gotta make up your mind.
Well, I gotta get drunk, and I sure do better, 'cause I know just why.
No.
I'm gonna spend my money, calling everybody coming to buy things. I bet my whole paycheck goes some more bad. Money I can name you a few. I better buy more rum and get off the road. See, I got the right. In other words,
I don't even know the song.
well, I gotta get drunk and
You know the words? He said, do you know the words? I said, I don't even know the song. What are you talking about?
I got one. I really do appreciate your place here. I know you think I am here. I know we can come through. Everybody. Super glue, 'cause on the freak. It's probably true.
Don't be drunk and screw.
I gotta tell you now, he's a good storyteller. He's a storytelling.
Yes, he is.
That's the darn truth.
Straight to the point.
You know who is a modern storyteller, though, that's really impressed me as of late? I gotta put my glasses on. I can't see, I'm getting old. They don't make LASIK surgery for blind folks. This is a storyteller. I was gonna do this song earlier because it's part of the game we've been playing. It's where I'd give you $100 bill if you pick a song I can't play. Follow the rules, I'll play anything you want. But since we're talking about storytellers, I'm gonna go ahead and play it now. This song goes out to Brian in Georgia. He's been in a wreck recently. He's down on his luck, and I want to entertain you a little, if nothing else. So here goes. in the key of D, and it goes like this.
living high. You know, you probably should leave that stuff alone. There you go, Brian. I'm keeping my damn money. How you like that?
All right. So, the reason that my guitar is so much louder than my vocals is because that microphone right over here to my right, or my left rather, is too far away from my head. And I didn't know it at the time of filming this. It sounded right in the room. When I listened to it back, all you could hear was my guitar. So, that's why. Is trying to quit on me here.
Well, it's almost 11, so let's get on through this. And
Excuse me. What it is, what does a male skeleton say to the female skeleton? Good question. You want a bone? Did Kingdom Kid show up? Not yet, Amber.
he's not going to. He's traveling. And are me and what it is the only two that had a ghost joke tonight?
Apparently.
Aaron's busy.
It is Halloween. April says, y'all are hilarious. Big John says, I had pizza tonight with chicken and sweet corn. That's a choice. Sounds good. I've never had corn with pizza.
Yeah, you did when you were in school and we had the little square pizzas that took up the whole square of the lunch tray.
Yep.
They always fed us corn with that. Man, them school pizzas were good back in the day.
Yes, they were.
Man.
I don't know why they don't make those anymore.
Oh, them things were delicious. I'd make sure I took extra money to school with me just so I could buy an extra slice of pizza.
Amber says, April, smiley, smiley. And April says, what it is? Right on. What it is says, how many guitars do you own?
We've stopped
Probably
counting at like 32, wasn't it?
It's in the 40 range. Somewhere between 35 and 40. I'm not exactly sure. A bunch of them.
I know I've got 15 that I'm looking at right now in front of me.
Yeah, and I got a few back here behind me, too.
And there's another room that's full of them.
Linda says, Walter, you used to like the song Wagon Wheel. Are we talking about the same song?
I don't know.
Old Grow Medicine Show? I think Bob Dylan had something to do with writing that song. I like that song, by the way. And I play it. It might be in this video, I'm not sure. Big John says Aaron's video is brilliant. Yep. I've seen a couple of them today. I like them.
He's probably talking about the rabbit video.
Probably.
On the page.
Probably. That's a pretty cool one, too. If you guys hadn't seen it, check it out on the Facebook page.
There's two videos that got posted today. for Aaron, by me, but for Aaron. One was Rabbit, and the other one was Aaron's Peacock Dance.
Nice. Linda says, you haven't seen the kids in a while, Walter. I threatened Donnie because he keeps saying it got the littles to say it too. Right on. Amy says, I'm eating Ritz crackers and spinach dip. Yuck. I like it. Spinach dip. That's actually surprisingly good, spinach dip. I used to think I'd hate it because I hate spinach. But I ate it one time with some bread. They made it like a bread bowl and put the spinach dip in it. I couldn't stop eating it. It was delicious. All right, now, voice. You got to loosen up or something. April says, I've been on the road since 12 today. Ugh, long drive, bumper-to-bumper traffic, and lots of accidents and troopers. People getting pulled over, semis galore. Oh, my God. I'm down the street from the house. Well, get there and get off the road. Today is the wrong day to travel. And April says, Amy, I love Ritz crackers. I don't. They have a utility, like with a cheese dip that you spray out of a can. That makes them pretty good.
Cheese, Ritz crackers and cream cheese.
I think it has a name, Cheese Whiz.
Cheese
Is that
Whiz,
right?
Yeah, easy cheese.
Yeah, that's it. That you can eat. You can eat Ritz crackers with that.
I'd rather eat the butter crackers with that.
Butter crackers.
The club crackers.
Amy says, April, they're the generic brand. Blech. That's even worse. That's like eating vanilla wafers that are generic. They're just wafers. April says, I love either of them. And wow. Oh. Amy says, I'm done with my work now so I can pay attention to the chat. Well, the chat is being rather still. Judy's here, though. Linda says espresso chocolate chip banana bread, it's done. And Jake told me to guard the stairs so he doesn't go down and eat it all until after his show. Right? Got to get them chocolate chip banana bread in the mouth. April says, I'm waiting on my pizza. LOL, finally parked. Yay. Are they delivering it to the car? How does that work?
That would be curbside, so yeah, probably.
Rock on. Fab Daddy says, my measly dinner of fry bread and a can of tomato sauce was delicious. But the way you described it earlier was different than you're describing it now, so I'm guessing you didn't like it. Sounded like a gourmet meal when you originally brought it up with tomato gravy. Now it's a can of tomato sauce. See what happened there? Amanda says, we had bacon cheeseburgers and homemade fries, and they were delicious. Big old fat cheeseburger, too. Good stuff. April says, y'all are making me crave crackers now. Really? Not a cheeseburger, but a cracker?
Or bacon.
Or bacon? Sausages. Amy says, LOL, Jake is still drinking Mountain Dew. Yes. Trying to get my voice to work. Hot and cold, hot and cold.
She was talking about since you're drinking Mountain Dew in the video.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Got a Mountain Dew in your hand now.
Is that yeah?
It's a can of Mountain Dew. And a straw, it looks like.
No straw.
There is a straw in that cup. There's something.
We're going to take a short
Nope, that was the back of my guitar.
Oh, yeah, the line. Okay, I see it.
Right.
break. Watch this video.
Okay, I see it.
Have a happy Halloween, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Organist.
Y'all ready for this? Come on now. Hey. Hello, something I'm gonna tell you about. It's in the back of my truck.
Got a little boom in my big truck. Gonna open up the door and fire it up. Stomp my boots in the Georgia mud. Watch you make me fall in love. Get over to my daddy's truck. I'm on a toolbox, it don't matter. Down on the tailgate, girl, I can't wait. Watch you do your thing. Shake it for the young bucks sitting in the honky tonk. Redneck rockin' till the break of dawn. DJ spinning, country song. Come on, come on, come on. Shake it for the birds, shake it for the bees, for the catfish down in the creek. Crickets and the crickets and the squirrels. Shake it for the long, shake it for me, girl. Oh, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. Somebody sweet little farm child got a gal in a book, gonna get a little wild ponytail and a country smile. Looking for a country mile. All I wanna do is get a hold of you, get a know of you, get a show of you, get a love of you, one night is when you know what to do. Shake it for the young buck down in the small. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. Girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. Now dance like a sweet underneath the pole, yes, like a river flows. Feel it get drunk now from my toes. All I wanna do is get a hold of you, show you that I love you, get a hold of you, one night is when you know what to do. Shake it for the young ones sitting in a honky tonk. Redneck rockin' till the break of dawn. DJ spinning that country song. Come on, come on, come on. Birds shake it for the bees, for the catfish down in the creek. Cricket and squirrels shake it along, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. Girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. Girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. Girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me. You guys have a happy Halloween. This is Jake Johnson Band Podcast Untethered signing off. Good night.
All right.
And have pleasant screams.
That is the show. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a blast from the past. And that's how far I've come in 10 years or so. We're still going. We're going to keep going. Next Halloween, I'm going to play the same video backwards. All right. April says, are you still jamming with that guy, Jake? I assume you mean the guy beside me? No. That was his last time jamming with me. Because you got to show up to the pitch meeting to find out what's going to happen. But it doesn't matter. No, he played with me a couple more times after that. And then that was it. I go through musicians like I go through underwear. I've been through probably 50 of them in the 20 years that I've been playing around here. And all the bands that exist in this area today have members in their bands that used to play in my band. And then they go and start other things. And so just that's how it works.
No, April, just the drummer.
Yeah, he still plays with me. April says, oh, okay. Amy says, he's the Bob Dylan on the Jake Johnson band. I can't understand a word he's singing. Right. Yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. But if he'd have been at the pitch meeting, we'd have known all of that stuff. But you can't run a show on wishes and dreams. You got to show up and do the work. So that's why it's a one-man show. And now one-woman show.
That's right.
But if you don't show up at the pitch meeting, I'll fire your ass too.
Oh, whatever. I created the pitch meeting.
Okay.
I do. I created it. I make sure everything's going before you're even halfway there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always there before you are.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Aunt Darlene.
Aunt Darlene's here?
Nope. Mom says hi, everyone.
Oh. Hi. I hope you're doing well.
10:25.
I'm working on it. Big John says, I wish I could play guitar like that. That's pure brilliance. Thank you. And no, it's not even close. But I appreciate that very much. And you can play guitar. You just have to get one and start playing it. There is no magic. There is no mystery. It takes 10,000 hours to be good at playing guitar. If you'll give it half of that, you'd be surprised at what you could do. If you'll just give it 1,000 hours, you might be better than you think you'd be. There's no mystery to it. You just have to do it. That's all. Get one and put your hands on it. If you really want to, I'll send you one. April says, John, LOL, but thank you for the compliment. I'm pretty good at finding my way through a song. Unless the person I'm following doesn't know what they're doing, and then it's a train wreck all the way around. But if the person I'm following knows what they're doing, I'm pretty good at sliding right in there and doing whatever needs to be done. Somebody's got to know what they're doing, though. That's the key. And April says, thanks. By the way, like, subscribe, share, support, join. And Amy's throwing fish symbols out over there.
That is not a fish.
Looks like a fish.
That is a rat.
Could be a rat.
Or a mouse, or it's a rat or a mouse.
Or a fish.
That is not a fish. It has its curly Q tail and a pointed face. It's a rat or a mouse.
Could be a mouse. Or a fish.
It's not a fish.
Debbie says, Amanda, speak for yourself. I like being tortured, but you are right. No more singing from that guy. Well, I was hoping you'd be listening to me playing instead of him singing.
It's kind of hard.
April says, laughing so hard, OMG.
It's like running your fingernails down a chalkboard trying to listen to him.
Right. April says, Debbie, smiley face, thumbs up. And LOL, Debbie, right?
LOL, yeah, LOL, Debbie, right?
And I suppose you're going to tell me that's not a fish.
That's not a fish. I think that's the person with their legs open. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that one's somebody laying on their back with their legs open.
Nice.
Pair of legs and at the Y.
Could be. Or it could be a guy going.
No.
It could be.
It's somebody with their legs open.
How that? Fab Daddy says April can sing. Yes, she can. April says Amy is that walk like an Egyptian? LOL. Yep. See, I told you it was somebody doing that. Boom. I had to get to the end of my video. All right. Good. April says, thanks, Fab Daddy Love. Yes. Amy says, that's I don't know, April, and emoji ease. Emoji ease. I told you it was somebody doing that. But you saw somebody with their legs spread open. What does that say?
That's what it looked like.
April says, cool.
And she's driving right now, but if she could answer me, she probably would.
Probably. Linda says, Walter can sing. And he used to sing a song to each of our boys every night before bed. They hate when they would miss his bedtime song. I bet that was a lovely moment. Parent singing to kid. Lovely. Amy says, dancing skeletons. How you like that? I told you I could direct. Just can't get anybody to the pitch meeting, that's all. Fab Daddy says, 2 and 5, everybody. I ate and I got tired. I'm really old.
Night, Fab.
Amen.
Jake keeps blowing his brains out.
I got to, man. It's the only thing I can do to keep my voice working is to squirt it from behind with some liquid and then blow it out. It works for a minute and then it goes away again.
Well, we're almost an hour behind in chat, so.
That's not going to happen.
Well.
Big John says, I'm going to say good night. I love you all. I'm feeling a bit rough. Damn flu till tomorrow. I hear you, buddy. Well, I love you. Have a good night. Happy Halloween. I'm going to switch that background off. It's bugging me. See if I can clean that up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Let's see what we got going on here. Why?
Because you have new light above you and now it's black behind you.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes, you have new lights above you.
All right. I'm like stuck in black and white for some reason.
Probably because your background's black.
No, that's not it.
I don't know.
I think I know what it is. Something messed up my white balance. That new light.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got it. Oh, that's better than nothing anyway. I'll go back to the other screen where it ain't so annoying. All right, everybody. I'm going to blast through the chat here real quick and see if I missed anything important. And otherwise, I'm going to go to bed. So let's see what we got going on. Check the members only section for band content. Yeah, there's a couple of my actual band playing in the member section. If you guys want to hear the whole band, it's in the member section. Go check it out. Thank you, Amy. Amanda says, good night, Nugget. And Linda says, okay, I'm brain dead tonight. I can't get a coherent sentence out either. I know the feeling. Try as I might. I'm stuck. Trying to talk. And I apologize for that. I hope that playing a video tonight made it a little bit easier so that you could hear my voice anyway, even though it's an old video. It's really old, so it's different. Amanda says, LOL, Judy. It says there, LOL. My chat must have jumped. What are we talking about?
Yeah, the last thing that you read was 11 or 10:36.
36. Yep. My chat jumped. Yep. Okay. Amy says, good night, Fab and John. Linda says, good night, Nugget. Amy says, I understood what you said, Cookie. So it wasn't an incoherent sentence. It was just a short one. Linda says, good night, Fab. April says, I got my pizza. Woohoo. I'm headed to the house now. I love you all. I'm here still listening and driving. We'll get that pizza down. Linda says, Amy. April says, good night, Fab Daddy Love. And Linda, hugs. Lovely. Amber says, yay, my team is green. You are in the green team. April says, good night, John. Amy says, it's not easy being green, Kermit T. Frog. Not easy being married to a Miss Piggy either. Linda says, April, love. Hi. Amber says, ribbit, ribbit. That's the frog thing. Are you going to tell me that's not a fish?
That's not a fish.
It looks like a fish.
Where do you see a fish at now?
Right there, two of them.
What, that green thing?
They're frogs. 1040.
Yeah, 1040. They're frogs.
Amphibious.
Frogs.
Big John says, April, good night, much love, and back at you. April says, thanks, John, love, heart. And come on, Amy says, head banging and leg stomping, but it looks a little strange. He's doing better than I would, though. You're talking about the dude? Yeah. He's a little bit weird. I will give you that. But what can you do? Linda says, I'm exhausted. I'm going to just listen until I fall asleep. All my love to you all. Good night. Linda, thank you, honey. Get you some rest. We love you too. Amy says, good night, Cookie. And April says, LOL. And April says, good night, Linda, love. Big John says, I just got told off. Neighbors next door said the speakers were too loud.
Night, Linda.
You tell your neighbors, if I'm too loud, you're too old. I got a shirt that says that. Amy says, well, it is like 5 a.m. there, John. It is that. Judy, hello, darling. Hello, darling. Judy says, hey, everybody. I went out to eat and ended up waiting for a tow truck for our son. Just got home. What happened?
Hi, Judy.
What happened to make him have to get towed?
It's in the comments.
Read it.
Oh, he blew an alternator.
Sorry about that.
Blew an alternator. They had to get it towed home. But the guys know how to fix it, so.
Well, yeah. 2 bolts and a belt.
Yeah, but not everybody knows how to change an alternator. $10.45.
Yeah, I got it. And Judy says, hey, Jake and Amanda. Hi. Happy Halloween. Sorry. And Big John says, Amy, it's 2:44 in the morning. They just don't like good rock and roll music. That's what it is.
Oh, no, Judy. Hope all is okay.
Judy says, our son's car blew the alternator.
Oh, that sucks.
Amy says, you can really hear Jake's guitar stand out. Yeah, I had the microphone in a bad place and I didn't realize it. Remember, I just started the podcast and really wasn't sure how to do everything. I was kind of winging it.
LOL, because he keeps it louder than everybody else's. He's always kept his guitar a little bit louder than everybody else's.
Well, yeah, it's the Jake Johnson band, so there's going to be that. But it ain't supposed to be that much louder, and the voice is supposed to stand out more. And I had a microphone. It was just in the wrong place. Notice how this one is right up close to me. The other one was like there. And in the wrong spot. I was singing away from it, so it wasn't even picking my voice up. I had to learn these things. But I got better. That filming was one of the early podcasts. We had maybe done 4 before that, 5, something like that. And they weren't set up for music. They were just talking. Judy says, he's good at it. How old is this? 10 years. It's done in 2015. And Amanda says,
2015.
Yep. Amber says, doobie time.
LOL's getting there, Amber.
And Judy says, yep, thank God they know how to fix it. Amen to that. Yeah, it won't be down for long.
All right, Judy, that's always good.
I'm sorry y'all had to have it towed. That's a big expense. Dylan Ellis says,
not if you got AAA.
what's up, Dylan? Cheers and happy Halloween. Judy said, doobie time? Doobie Brothers.
Smoking a joint, Judy.
April says, hi, Judy. Good to see you. And I made it home safe. Yay. All right. Enjoy your pizza.
Hi, Dylan.
Amy says, an alternator is 3 or 4 bolts and a belt. I don't have the strength to do it, but I've helped before. Yep. And Judy says, thanks, Amanda. My son just told me to.
LOL, Judy. You're welcome.
And Judy says, hey, April, thanks. Amy says, Judy, 420 time for those who smoke. Right. Dylan says, oh, shit, that's you. Yep. Long time ago. Rock on, man. Thank you, Dylan.
Yes, Dylan.
April says, welcome, Dylan. Well, we've seen Dylan before. You've been here before, haven't you?
Yeah, but I don't think April was when he was.
Judy says, that's what they have to do here, too, Amy. And Dylan says, hair's still rocking, too. Oh, yeah, it's still there. I just got it pulled back. And a lot less voice now than I used to have. And Judy says, I know, 420. And April says, he will get you too. He will get to you, Dylan. How are you? Welcome in. Amy says, my husband used to do my auto repairs. I would hand him the tools and hold the flashlight. His knuckles were deformed from working on engines, right? That's the trouble with being a mechanic. I always got to bust them knuckles. My hand's getting numb just thinking about it. Big John says, I've even got cheeseburger pizza they do over here, right? We can get a cheeseburger pizza.
Yep.
I don't care for it, though. I prefer to eat a cheeseburger if I'm going to eat a cheeseburger. And Dylan says, guitar is a skill I wish I can learn. You can. Listen, if you really are interested, both of you guys that have mentioned that, I will gladly teach you. I'll give you lessons right here on Untethered Live. We'll set a day aside and I'll take you through lessons. You can learn how to play. All you have to do, there's no magic, there's no secret skill. You don't have to be born with any special talent. You just have to put your hands on it. I can have you playing in a day. I can have you good at it in a week. And in a year of you practicing what I teach you, you can go out and play in a band. But you have to put your hands on it. You have to do it. It takes 10,000 hours to be good at it. I've more than doubled that, and I still ain't good at it. So that'll give you an idea. Amber says, Judy, hearts and dancing. And Judy says, ouch, Amy. April says, yes, I agree, Dylan.
Now, we have cheeseburger pizza here.
Yep. If you guys want to learn how to play guitar, I'll teach you. But you got to put your hands on it, and you got to do it every day. That's it. That's all you got to do. and you'll learn, and you'll be good at it. It's like anything else. You get in it, or you get out of it what you put in it. Amy says, oh, he got the peacock dance done. I'll have to check that out. AI helped him a little, I think. Judy says, hey, Amber. And Dylan says, don't drink and drive, smoke and fly. I agree with that sentiment. Amber says, LOLO, Dylan, puff, puff, pass. That's laugh out loud, out. Big John says, good night again. I can't stop listening. Yes.
And he still ain't went nowhere.
I'm addictive. What can I say? Like watching a train wreck. You can't look away. Don't want to watch it, but you can't look away. Amy says, love y'all. I'm going home. See you tomorrow night, hopefully. Hope so.
Drive safe, Amy. Night.
And Judy says, night, Nugget. And good night, Amy. I love you. Amber says, Nugget, rest easy. Smiley face with herpes. And Judy says, good night, Amy. And Dylan says, still early over here. Barely going to trick-or-treaters. Barely getting trick-or-treaters. Yeah. I live out in the country, so no trick-or-treaters for me. Amanda says,
not again, Nugget.
Amber says, me too, Dylan. West Coast, Washington. Amy says, be careful. If you go to the grocery store this weekend, you might get mugged. Or whatever you call that. Bad voice day. Sorry. Amber says, it's 8 p.m. here. Dylan says, yeah, California West Coast to the best coast. Yeah. California would be a good coast if it broke off at about Arizona. And Judy says 10 here. Dylan says, how? I don't know. How's it moving, though? I don't know.
It's 11 p.m. here.
How's what moving, Dylan?
The skeleton playing the piano. There was little device up underneath the keys of the piano that was hooked to his hands.
No. That was a puppet, and
No.
it was driven by it was driven by servo motors. It's a very interesting puppet. Animatronic is what they call it. It's programmed. It's got a little computer like a Pi. You know what a Pi is? It's a little computer that runs a Linux. It's about that big. And you can program it to do things like switch lights on and off. A lot of people are using that for lighting rigs and stuff nowadays. Well, that one has that song written out like a player piano. And every note has a movement corresponded to it. And so the puppet just plays out the list that's on that Pi along with the song, makes the puppet do the things. And so you can program it to make facial expressions or move his hands up and down or lean back and forth, turn his head, things like that at certain points during the song. So that's how that works. All ones and zeros, my man. Like, subscribe, share, support, join, super chat.
Feed Jake.
Feed Jake, please. That's Cash App, $ Jake Johnson Band. If you can, share the video, be a pro, share with everybody you know. That's how we get the word out. Dylan says, NVM. Is that a sex cult?
No, that's never mind.
Oh. Amanda says,
no, I don't.
yeah, you do. It's hooked to things under the keys.
Oh.
Judy says, that is so cool. Thank you. I collected a few videos I thought were cool for that little excursion. Big John says, I thought you were going to bed. Amy, I might see you running down the street at high speed with a trolley. Joking. Shopping cart.
Debbie, did you see Jake in leather pants in the video?
Leather pants. They were tight, too. Judy says, wow, you're right. April says, ooh, shake it. That's so cool. Thank you. April says, Mom says hi to everybody. Hi, Mom. Judy says, hey, Mom. April says, she says she's doing great. And you, I am fantastic, aside from the voice. Which is not wanting to work tonight at all for some reason. I guess I just blew it out.
Fat, sassy, relaxed, spoiled, well taken care of, all the above.
Oh, yeah. Debbie says, yes, I did, Amanda. Made me think of Ross. Ross?
Friends.
Oh, yeah. Judy says, I'll be better when my son's car gets here. Oh, I know that's right. Worried about that. April says, Judy says, she said hi back.
LOL, Debbie.
April says, my sister lives in Washington State. Which one is that? April says, LOL, Amanda. Judy says, I think you sounded good, Jake. Thank you, ma'am. It's all right. It'd have been better if we'd have, planned the show. Had a meeting of some sort beforehand. Seems like they didn't get the memo. So we just had to wing it.
And clearly you didn't have enough wings.
Well, when I'm the only one flapping, what can I say? Anyway, April says, thank you, Jake. That was fun. Thank you. I enjoyed it too. Judy says, wow, Amanda, you get your mind out of the gutter. April says, LOL. And Amanda says,
LOL, Judy, it stays there.
She lives in the gutter. Judy says, LOL. Then my chat jumped. I found it. It didn't jump far that time. April says, yes, she does, Judy. Lamau. Judy says, LOL, April. And Amanda says, bunch of fishes.
Frog. Fish, blowfish.
In that order?
Yes.
All right. Judy says, amen, Jake. And Big John says, I only got one hand at the moment. I would love to. Well, that will not always be the case, John. You will have your hand back eventually. Which hand? Left or right? Debbie says, I want to put my hands on it. Not a guitar, though. Well, unfortunately, it's taken. You can dream about it. I'll draw you a picture of it, but can't touch it. You can look at it. You can dribble a little spit on it, maybe. But you can't touch it. Are we talking about guitars? Oh, not a guitar. I see what's going on here. Amanda says,
LOL. Oh, Debbie.
oh. Big John says, what is that supposed to mean? Tiny?
A little bit.
A little bit? A little bit? A little bit?
Just a little bit.
A little bit? I got a tip for you guys. I mean, if you really want me to, I'll put the whole thing in, but. April says, that's cool. Thumbs up. I guess Mabel and Hannah bailed.
Probably.
April says, Jake sounded like Bob Barker from Price is Right. LOL. I did. When? April says, awesomeness. Oh, Allison. Yeah. Amy says, to make the emoji that I posted, go to the emoji section, scroll over to where it says symbols, and there's a whole sub-menu of cool emoji people and animals and fish. Big John says, the right hand. Oh, that's easy. It's your left hand that does all the guitar stuff. The right hand just strums. So if you got one finger, you can make that work. And April says, ℂ𝕠𝕝𝕝, covering her eyes. And Debbie says, no, that Jake, the other thing. Not the guitar. I got you. April says, ha ha. And Amanda says,
I don't see them, Amy. What was the second one you posted?
I think it was a person doing this.
I'm telling you, it looked like legs open.
Yep.
Amy, help me out here. That second one you posted, the first one was a mouse or a rat. What was the second one? I say it looked like somebody laying on their back with their legs open.
And Judy says, that sucks, Nugget, with a broken hand. But again, that's your strumming hand. You don't need to do anything with that hand. It's all in the left hand playing guitar. So this hand to start with, you could just strum with your thumb. And we made it to the bottom of the chat. So that's it for me. I'm going to go rest my vocal cords and try to stop squeaking. I love you guys. Happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I hope it was fun. And April says it was an I don't know symbol, LOL. Right. All right. I love you guys. Today's Friday, so I'll see you tomorrow night. Right here on Untethered Live at 8:30 for some politics. Hopefully my voice will be in better form. And Amanda says,
Nighters, y'all. See you tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Politics, right here on Untethered Live for Politics. Much love, y'all.
like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box. Buy a t-shirt, Cash App, $, Jake Johnson Band, feed Jake. I love you all. Have a great Halloween evening. Eat some candy, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.